Hello everyone, in this video we'll discuss about the difference between tariff and non-tariff barriers. So let us start with on the basis of nature. Tariff barrier involves taxes or duties imposed on imported goods, making them more expensive and less competitive in the domestic market. Whereas, in the other hand, non-tariff barriers include various measures other than taxes such as quotas, licensing requirements, and technical standards. Second is on the basis of imposition. Tariff barriers involves the imposition of taxes on imported goods at the border. Whereas, in the other hand, non-tariff barrier encompasses a variety of measures that do not involve direct taxation but rather regulate or restrict trade through different means. Similarly, on the basis of purpose, tariff barrier often implemented to protect domestic industries, generate revenues, or address trade imbalances. Whereas in non-tariff barrier, implemented for various reasons including protecting domestic industries, ensuring product safety, and addressing health or environmental concern. Next is on the basis of visibility. Tariff barrier visible and explicit as they involve or direct tax on the imported good. Whereas, in the other hand, non-tariff barrier can be less visible and more indirect, involving regulatory measures that impact the flow of goods but may not be immediately apparent. And on the basis of examples, tariff barrier are import duties, custom duties, and taxes on imported goods. Whereas, in the other hand, non-tariff barrier examples are quotas, licensing requirement, technical standards, subsidies, and voluntary export restraints. On the basis of impact on prices, tariff barrier directly increases the price of imported goods in the domestic market, whereas non-tariff barrier may not necessarily impact the prices directly but can affect the availability and competitiveness of imported goods. On the basis of flexibility, tariff barrier relatively straightforward to exhaust as they involve changing tax rates, whereas in the other hand, non-tariff barrier can be more complex and challenging to modify as they often involve regulatory frameworks and standards. On the basis of quantitative restrictions, tariff barriers do not impose quantitative restriction on the volume of imports. Similarly, on the other hand, non-tariff barriers often include quantitative restrictions such as import quotas or restriction on the number of goods that can be imported. And on the basis of administration, tariff barriers generally simpler to administer as they involve the collection of taxes at customs. Whereas non-tariff barrier can be more complex to administer as they often require regulatory oversight and compliance with various standards. On the basis of WTO, World Trade Organization regulation, tariff barriers subject to regulation by the World Trade Organization (WTO) with agreements and negotiations aimed at reducing tariff barrier globally. Similarly, in the other hand, um, uh, non-tariff barrier also subject to WTO World Trade Organization's regulations, but addressing them may involve a more nuanced approach due to the diverse nature of the non-tariff measures. Thank you, dear viewers, for watching my video. See you in the next video. Bye bye for this time.